Let's paint a portrait using a photograph and a plastic transparency sheet. Here are the materials you'll need: a piece of cardboard, some tape, a photograph. We're going to be doing self-portraits for this, so you'll need a photograph of yourself, a piece of clear transparency film. We're using liquid tempera paint and, of course, a paintbrush. You'll want to find the smallest round paintbrush that you have. Let's start by taping down our photograph so it doesn't move while we're working. You just need a piece of tape at the top and, of course, the bottom. Then we'll just tape the clear transparency film right on top. Looks good. Everything should stay in place while we're painting. Let's go ahead and do that now. You're going to be using 3 different paints. You'll start with white, then you'll add black. After that, you're going to use one color of your choice to add to the picture. And when it mixes with the white, you'll see the different tints you'll get. And when it mixes with the black, you'll see the different shades you can get. So you're really going to have a range of value in your portrait. We're starting with white. So you want to look at your picture and find all of the white spots, but not just the white spots, the spots that seem to be the brightest, that have the lightest color. So I'm going to be doing the inside of the eyes, the teeth, and then of course those areas on the face and in the hair where you see light reflecting. Notice how when I added paint to my brush, I just got the very tip filled with paint on my brush. You only need a tiny, tiny bit. A little bit's going to go a long way. You'll continue using that tiny bit on the brush until it starts running out, and then go ahead and get another bit. But look, that was one dip. I did all of that space on the face with that one dip in the paint. This is going to help you get fine lines and small details with your paintbrush. You won't be painting the entire picture with white. You just want to show those highlights. So I started with the nose, the cheeks, certain spots around the chin, and then the eyes. Don't forget to do the white of the eyes, and then of course any highlights in your hair. You're not painting just the white areas. You're painting the lightest areas because you're going to be mixing your color with this white to give it some value. All right, that looks pretty good. Now it's time to switch over and do our outlining with the black. So I'm gonna just kind of wipe my brush off. There's just a little bit of paint there, and go ahead and get the tiniest bit of black on my brush. Look how little that is. It's just a little bit because I'm going to be using this to outline everything. So I'm going to start by outlining the outside of the picture. So the hairline, and you'll want to outline the face, the eyes. It does get tricky when you do those eyes. That's a fine line. Don't worry about it though. If you make a mistake, it's going to look fine. I'm going to do the eyebrows. I'm going to outline the eyes, the lines of the nose, the cheeks, the mouth. I did the chin. Just outline everything. And then if you see some areas that are really dark on the picture, you can add larger areas of black, which will of course mix with the color that you add to create a shade or the darker areas on your hair, skin, or shirt. Because her hair is so much darker than her skin and her shirt is darker, I'll probably add larger areas of black so that they can mix with the color and show a good contrast between her skin and her hair. While I was working, I noticed I missed a couple areas of white, so I just wiped off my black off of my brush and then just went back in with my white. I think I'll just add a little bit more black where the neck and hair meets because it's a much darker area, but and then kind of outline the shirt just a little bit. I think I'm ready to add that color, so let's do that now. I'm going to choose green for the color. I asked my daughter, who is the picture that I'm painting right now, and she asked for green. So that's the color I'm using. I'm gonna load up my brush and just start painting. We're moving kind of quick with this because we don't want the white and black to dry completely before we start adding the color. As you're painting, you're gonna paint with the white, next to the white, on top of the white, next to the black, on top of the black, so that you mix your color with the white to get a tint or lighter areas, and you're mixing that color with the black to get shades of that color, and it really gives a beautiful, unique value. Watch how I mix this green with the white, but I don't cover up all of the white. I want to leave some of that white showing because there is a little bit of like shine on her face or brighter spots, so I kind of leave that white there. You do not have to paint the entire picture. You can leave some of the areas completely transparent, and that's going to look really neat when you add your painting to your collage background. So just keep going and have fun with it. This is such a simple, fun way to get different values, and because we're painting on that plastic, the paint doesn't completely get absorbed, so it does stay wet a little bit longer than if we were working on paper. Remember, you don't have to paint everything. You don't have to paint the shirt solid if you don't want to. I'm just going to add a couple of quick lines for the shirt, outline that shoulder there, but I'm not painting everything. And having that transparency kind of open, you're going to see the background come through, and it's going to look really cool. So just do your final touches, and I think I'm about done. You can always carefully untape the bottom of your picture and lift it up to just see what it looks like and check it out. I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to flip that back, and there it is. That's what it looks like. Ooh, I love it. That looks great. And that's before I add my background. Let's let this dry, but I want to show you how you'll get to choose either side to use for your picture, and you'll notice they just look just a little bit different. You can see some of those white areas, since I used the white first, a little bit brighter when you flip it over. Once your portrait is completely dried, we will add it to a collaged background that we'll make next time. I cannot wait to see what you create.